This is the Mystic Woman.
So, I'm Ellie and welcome to the channel. Today I'm keeping it low-key with a sketchbook session, and what I'll be doing is developing a character from my ceramics experiment but for drawing video. I was very intrigued by the Mystic Woman, so I want to develop her into an actual character.
And boom, the initial sketch.
The Mystic Woman you saw at the beginning of this video was the original sketch, though the intention was not to create a character, it was just practice. But I loved what came from that character so much that I really wanted to develop her into an actual character. And with that came a very specific vision of what I wanted from this character. And I'll say up front, I didn't quite hit the mark, but I think I came close, which is fine because that just presents the opportunity to recreate her sometime in the future, right? I don't usually draw the bodies of my characters. I usually only draw their portraits. I mean, I have on occasion, but it's not usual for me to draw the bodies. And so drawing at this scale, even though it's not that small, felt like microscopic drawing, which is fine. It just felt like it was difficult for me to get around small details. And difficult is not even the right word, just more almost uncomfortable, because it's unfamiliar. And you'll notice that there are some changes to the new Mystic Woman compared to the original. That's because I wanted to mystify her even more, but stay true to key concepts. But before I get into it, just look at that graphite. That smooth shading, it's so crisp, it's so beautiful, it speaks to something inside the heart. And in my previous video, I talk about how I need to sometimes remind myself that I can do some things well. This is it. This is what I can do well. Graphite, and shading especially, is my superpower. And how I wish I could replicate what I can do with graphite in other mediums. But getting back to the makeup of this character. The original character had long hair, so long hair is a must. Though I would like to experiment with her hair in the future. An interesting carefree dress. I wanted to hold on to that idea, but pair it with something bold, something only a Mystic Woman would wear on a regular day. Because she is bold and she is dreamy. Dreamy in the sense that she believes in the unbelievable, sees the greatness that is missed by most of us, and finds beauty in those little things that most of us find mundane, or more importantly, notices them. And the shapes represent that, and they're scattered all around her except in the direction she's pointing. Because she is mystic and can see what we cannot, while we can only see what is obvious and right in front of us. And the shapes is a metaphor for that. That said, I did want to create more mysticism around her physical appearance. So, even though it is not properly visible right now, her hands and feet taper off a little bit, almost like she could be dissolving. And while I'm only drawing the shapes now, I later black them out to further reinforce the mysticism around this drawing, because now they're mysterious. What are they? Are they little windows into a different universe? Portals to another place? We don't know. The Mystic Woman knows. And maybe that leans into another layer of the story here. She's not interested in letting anybody know what they are, because we don't need to know everything. And there you go, I'm starting the blackout process. I had so much fun with this drawing. This is what I'm good at: graphite, shading, character design. This is what I enjoy the most. I would, however, like to refine her a bit more in the future. I might make it a mixed media piece, because I feel like matte black paint on those shapes would look really good. And I want to experiment with her hair. I feel like her hair should be dreadlocked with a lot of beads and trinkets in it. And my son suggested that the shapes should be three-dimensional. And I think he's right. But here are the shapes blacked out, and just look how glossy that graphite is. Graphite is what I started with. Printer paper and an HB pencil. My first intrigue was more towards realism. So starting out, I did practice a lot of realism. I never quite landed the realism, but I became really good at shading and learned how to use that in my own unique way. And likewise learned that I'm more intrigued by exaggeration than I am by realism. And well, my style was born and ever developing. But here she is, the Mystic Woman. Here is the reveal. I am not 100% happy with the result because it's not what I envisioned, but it's close. And it's a good enough foundation to develop her even further. What I do love about this drawing though is 1, the shading, 2, the shapes, and 3, the reinvention of her dress. It is my absolute favorite part. The tapering of her hands and feet are not so obvious, so here's a different view to highlight that a bit more. Though admittedly it looks more like it's melting than dissolving, but I like it. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time.